Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. I hope everyone is doing well. This week we're talking about AI. It's everywhere, it's out there in the world. Everyone's using it. If they're not, they're worried about it. So this week I'm going to be talking to you about how to use it, because everyone talks about using AI to write their CV, but that is the least powerful way to use it in your job search. So I'm going to teach you how to really take advantage of AI and use it as a thinking partner and basically use it to get offers, to get shortlisted. I will talk about a little bit of how to use it properly for your CV, but I'm going to talk about how it can actually help you get offers, get more money if you use it the right way in your job search. So let's get into this episode. I'm going to go through all the different ways that I know people are using AI and how they can use it better. Let's start with how to use it in your, literally in your everyday job search. A lot of you are just flinging your CV in there and saying, help me out. However, this is a better way to use it. Use AI to help you look for career patterns and analyze your transferable skills. You could say something like, based on my past roles, what type of role would suit me? Something as simple as that. I tell my clients to put that into AI all the time. Like when they say to me, what kind of other roles could I go into, Adele? I'm like, ask AI. It's the easiest way. And then go and ask real people, because AI is not the be all and end all. And I want to make sure I say that now before we really get into this episode. AI is not a replacement for your brain. AI doesn't know better than you. It doesn't know better than humans, but it can assist you just like you'd go to another person to get advice. AI can give you advice. It doesn't mean you have to take that advice. And that's the really important part. AI should not replace your common sense, because a lot of you are using AI and forgetting to have common sense. And that's why most of you are using it for your CV and it's not working, because you're flinging it into AI, you're saying, rewrite my CV, and then it is coming up with the most generic CV that a recruiter like me, someone in HR like me, can spot from a mile away. You're using words that nobody puts together. It sounds like you vomited a thesaurus. They're very generic, like the wording, the way they phrase things. They're not phrases that humans would use. It's like the most generic top level CV without any substance. It doesn't sound like a real person. And that's what you guys are doing. So again, I just want to say before we get into this episode, AI is great and it can really help you get more offers, get more money, get shortlisted. It can help you in so many ways in your job search, but it cannot replace common sense. Anyway, let's go again. So asking AI to analyze your career, really important. So you can put your CV in there, you can put the role in there, and you can ask it to identify your transferable skills and patterns that you can't see. So it can help you look for like hidden skills that you might not necessarily pay attention to. Like I always say, when my clients work for me in my coaching, I help them bridge the gap. So I help them translate the experience they already have into leadership or into new roles in new industry. I help them talk about it in a different way. AI can do the same thing. It's just depending on the prompts that you put into it. It can help you find roles that are adjacent to your role. So not a full career change, but something similar. More senior positions. Listen, AI can say to you, oh, you could follow this seniority path. Titles you didn't even know existed. Remember, AI can literally scan the entire internet in seconds. It can find you job titles that you're not even thinking about. So if you're a career changer, this is really important, because this is going to be able to help you translate that information into a new industry. So it will first help you identify, oh, these industries you'd be able to go into. And then this is what you need to say in your CV using the experience you already have, because you guys know, I talk about this all the time. The experience you have is enough. You don't need another qualification. You don't need another 10 years. Listen, I left childcare and got into human resources by going via recruitment, and I was a HR manager within 2.5 years. Zero experience and zero qualifications. So you don't need to go and get brand new stuff. You just need to know how to talk about the stuff you already have. I promise you AI can do that. Think about it. Like, I've spoken about this in my Classroom to Corporate series. Like, as a teacher, AI will look at your CV and be like, oh, classroom management, stakeholder management, lesson planning, project planning, curriculum design, learning and development strategy. AI will see the lines really quickly. Coordinating travel, logistics. AI will find that information and help you. I'm not saying it will find everything, but it will probably find more than you can find. And if you're currently struggling with a career change, this is how AI will help you. All you need to prompt it and say is, translate my experience into language used in whatever the industry is that you're going into. Remember, tell it what you do. The thing with AI is you need to give it really good prompts. And I'm going to get into the prompts a bit later on and how to prompt AI, because at the end of the day, rubbish in, rubbish out. If you want it to give you really good help, you have to give it really good information to work with. But let's continue with how else AI can help you in your current job search. Job description deconstruction. A lot of you will say to me, listen, Adele, I've looked through the job description and I'm not able to do like a lot of things on the list. And then when I reword it and say, oh, all it means is this, you're like, oh, I do that every day. Listen, job descriptions are written in fancy language. For what reason, I don't know. Because then the same recruiter will be like, oh, your CV sounds fake because it's so fancy. Make it make sense. Anyway, they want us to write job descriptions in a certain way and use certain industry language. So sometimes when you're reading it, you'll be thinking you can't do something when actually you can. So ask AI to read the job description for you and let you know which parts of it match your current experience. AI is probably going to find that you match more of it than you think you do. And then for the areas you don't match, you can always say to AI, how could I frame this and how could I talk about this if I was to get an interview in a way that it doesn't make it seem like there's a big gap just because I haven't got experience in those specific areas? AI will help you do that. Interviews. AI can help you by interviewing you if you want it to. You can just say to AI, give me an idea of what type of questions you think a hiring manager or a recruiter or a panel on an interview will ask based on this job description. You can tell it to pretend to be the hiring manager. You can be like, act like the hiring manager and ask me some questions. I don't necessarily use AI for interview prep, but I know people that do and that it works really well for. And I do think it works really well for finding some questions. They may not be the exact questions you get asked at interview, but sometimes AI finds very similar questions. It's very good at asking some of the right questions, especially if you're a career changer. Now, if you're career changing, AI can really help you because it will ask you questions about like your gaps in a way that a hiring manager would, and then it can help you formulate a better answer if your answers aren't that strong. Outreach messages. Listen, networking. AI can help you with your networking strategy. This one I think is key, especially in the 2026 job market, where applying to jobs, people are finding a real struggle. And then a lot of people get nervous when they need to network. AI can help you figure it out. It can help you figure out who to reach out to, what angle to approach with, and how to follow up. You just need to ask it to do it. It can even structure the message for you. Now, this is where, for me, it gets problematic. If you ask AI to help you write an outreach message, make sure you read it and rewrite it in your tone of voice. AI doesn't know your tone unless you use it a lot and you correct it a lot. And I'm going to get into correcting AI soon because you need to correct AI so it sounds like you. Get it to draft the structure of an outreach message, then read the message and think about, does this sound like me? Because guess what? When you go for an interview, AI is not going to be on the interview with you. When you speak to someone on a virtual call or if you ask them for a coffee chat, you're going to sound totally different from the outreach message you sent. If you want to sound genuine, if you want people to connect with you quickly, your outreach message needs to match who you are when you actually get on the call with them, who you are when you actually book an interview. So get it to structure it, and then you need to personalize it. Negotiation. AI can help you lot get money. Yep, I said it. It can help you get money because it will benchmark salaries. And benchmarking is just looking at what salaries should be. It compares like different salaries in London in the same industry and then gives you an average. Yeah. So in HR, we talk about benchmarking all the time. All that is AI will look at realistically what salaries are being offered in that industry and for that role, where your experience sits, and roughly what salary you should be on. And then it can help you with a negotiation strategy. It can tell you what type of things to talk about when you're trying to negotiate. It can give you real arguments. Like it can literally say to you, okay, this is, if they turn you down, these are the type of things you could talk about based on your experience, based on your skills. It can give you practice negotiation scripts. Again, please, if you use AI to give you a script, do not read it word for word, and please rewrite it in your own tone. This is really important because so many of you are just using AI and saying, right, it knows more than me, so I'm just going to listen to AI. I don't even let my clients do that when I'm coaching them. Yes, I teach them exactly what they should be talking about, and then we figure out what sounds natural to them. Because guess what? You sound more confident when you're yourself, not when you're pretending to be someone else, not when you're listening to me as your coach and saying exactly what I would say, and not when you're listening to AI. The reason my coaching program is called Create Your Own Lane is because you thrive most in your own lane, not in my lane, not in Susan's lane, not in your bestie's lane, not in the lane of the person you look up to. Your own lane. You take the information that someone else gives you and you make it your own. That's how you create your own lane, and that's how you win in your career and in life, because no one wants another Adele. Like, you're you. You don't want a carbon copy of me. Yes, you can learn strategies from me and then make them your own. That's when you'll be the most confident, I promise you. So get AI to help you build a salary negotiation strategy. Like I said, ask it salary ranges that are in for the roles that you're interested in. That doesn't eliminate going and talking to people. Everything I'm telling you to do today to help you is to use AI to help you in your job search. It doesn't mean you shouldn't also go to people who are doing the job that you're interested in, who have information about the job that you're interested in, who could tell you what the salaries are in that industry because they're currently doing it. It doesn't eliminate that part. It is an add-on, not a replacement. And I just want you to remember that. It's an add-on, not a replacement. I know I'm repeating myself a lot in this episode, but it's really important because some of you are going to listen to this episode and run with it and be like, AI can do everything, and then be upset when it doesn't work. So make sure you're personalizing and you're using it as an add-on, not a replacement for talking to actual humans. Personal branding. This is an obvious one. AI can help you with your personal branding. AI can look at your CV and you can say to it, what story does my CV tell you? What does it tell you about me? If you were writing a personal brand, like what would you write for me if you didn't know me that well? It can help you. It would also help if not only did you drop your CV in, but you drop in what your strengths are, what your characteristics are. So who are you personally? Softly spoken, loud, extrovert, introvert. The more information you give AI, the better. AI can also help you access the hidden job market. It can brainstorm companies that are probably hiring but haven't posted yet. Yes, AI is that smart. So it could say you could say what type of companies would value someone with my skill set. It can then help you find a hit list and then help you write the outreach message, like we spoke about before, so that you can then reach out to those companies, even if they're not currently advertising. And even if they don't currently have jobs, if your outreach message is written well, they may keep you on file for future positions that may open. Yeah. So this is a really proactive way of using AI in your job search. Now for the one that I know you're all waiting for. How can I use AI to do my CV, Adele? I need to at least book an interview first before I can do all the other stuff. Firstly, make sure you're using AI to do your networking because that will also help you book interviews. But how can you use it for your CV? Instead of rewriting a CV from scratch, because that is where you all go wrong, AI, ask it to optimize the keywords you're using for an ATS. Ask it to highlight relevant achievements. Maybe you've missed them. You probably have got a lot of achievements, results, outcomes that are on your CV or should be on your CV. Ask AI to just say to AI, am I missing any outcomes in my current CV? Are there any results that you think I could add in if I've done them? AI will give you examples and then you decide if you've got actual real life examples of them. Don't put them in if you've not done them. It can also help you remove irrelevant information. So say to AI, I'm applying to this job. This is my current CV. What do you think's not relevant that I should remove? When it then tells you, ask it why. Because sometimes AI will make mistakes and it might remove something that you need to keep in. Just ask it why and then go back and forth with it. AI is your assistant. Have a debate, have a conversation. Don't just accept the first answer. This is a prompt for writing your CV in AI. Tailor my CV for this role while keeping it authentic to my experience. Did you hear that? Keeping it authentic to my experience. If you don't like what comes out, tell AI, this is too professional. I'm not sure, like too generic. I was about to say, I don't know if your CV can be too professional, but it can definitely be too generic. So you might say, this is too generic. I want it to be a leadership CV. However, my personality is, give it your personality. I want to make sure my personality remains in this CV, but that it is still professional. AI will come up with something else. AI is really, really helpful if you put good information in. And with that said, this is how we're going to now not make ourselves sound generic. And this is the most important part. Never use the first output. The first output AI gives you is always generic by design. It has literally scanned the internet, looked up everything it could find, and then given you an answer, a generic answer that it would give 1 million other people. It is not personal to you. It's not personal to anyone. It is just generic. It's like an overview. It's like a summary of what it has learned. Don't use the first one. Treat the first one as a draft and then ask AI more questions or give it more prompts. If you don't want to give AI more prompts, once it's written the basic structure, the generic structure, I'm then going to need you to go in and rewrite whatever it's given you in your own voice. Like I've said earlier in the episode, use your own voice, your own tone, your own vibe. I constantly will say to AI, rewrite this in my vibe. It will write it. And then I will still have to edit it because it's still not going to be perfectly me because I'm me and AI does not know me in and out. Yeah? If I ask AI to read like something I've written and I'm like, can you quickly scan this and see if I've missed any punctuation or spelling? The AI is great for that. But it also adds in nonsense that I don't like. Like it likes to add in those long hyphens. Why are you adding that in? Remove it. Humans, we don't write like that. Even if it's correct, even if that is correct grammar, we do not naturally write like that. So do not accept it just because AI told you to do it. Feed AI specific information. Very specific. Good input includes your career history, specific achievements, your target role, your tone of voice. Tell AI what you're like. A bad message would be this: write a networking message. A good prompt: write a short networking message to a product manager at a fintech company. I'm currently transitioning from teaching into product operations. See what it comes up with. It will literally come up with something. And do you see I said a short networking message? Because sometimes AI will waffle on and on and on and on, just like we do as humans. If you want the message to be short, because usually you write short form, then ask it to write short. If usually you're a waffler and you write long form, then tell it to write long form, but reduce it a little bit. Networking messages shouldn't be long form. It's boring. People want you to get to the point really, really quickly. Even if they like long form, when it comes to LinkedIn and networking or reaching out to someone you don't know, it's better if it's more concise and to the point and polite, because a lot of you don't even say hi. A lot of you will message and say, do you know of any jobs at XYZ? No, I don't. Can you recommend me for a job? I don't even know you. Why would I recommend you? Sorry, that is me going off on a tangent because they're the type of messages I get into my inbox. Just a reminder that some of you need to be polite. Hi, hope you're well. I learned about you through XYZ, or I read your content online, or someone recommended I reach out to you. Like, give some context to why you're in their inbox before you go straight into your pitch. AI will help you do that. Make sure you're asking it questions. This is really underrated, but it's a really important thing to do. If you're using AI to write your CV, ask it, say, ask me questions to help me personalize this CV. So you've asked it to write your CV, it's giving you a generic one. Then you can say to it, ask me questions to help me personalize this CV. That makes AI think, and it will be like, oh, okay, What bits could they personalize? Let me ask them these questions. It will then ask you the questions and then you will be able to answer, and then it can then personalize your CV. Now you've got a second draft. Second draft might still not be the one, but it's going to be quicker than if you had drafted it yourself. AI cuts down on the time, because I know writing a CV takes a long time. Listen, I write CVs all the time. I'm quicker than probably the average person because I do it all the time and I feel like it's one of my talents, one of my gifts. I'm not as quick as AI. I can't be, but I'm better than AI. If you were to ask AI for its first draft, AI probably gets to where I get to after its third or fourth draft. But you've got to make sure you're asking it the right questions. You've got to make sure you're giving it the right prompts. The better the prompts, the better the output. I'm going to keep saying that because it's so important. People keep saying like, oh, I've used AI and I haven't got shortlisted, or I used AI and none of the questions I got asked at the interview were in there. I promise you it's the prompts you're giving it. You're not giving it the right information. You're flinging the job description in and you're saying, here's my CV, here's the job description, write me a new CV. It doesn't work. That's why you didn't get shortlisted. Another thing to help you, make sure you add your personal voice. So when you message AI, if you structure it in the way you would normally speak, don't overly polish it. Don't try and be like, oh, I've got to be fancy because I'm asking AI. No, write how you would usually speak. Even I speak into my phone. Like AI has that option, speak into the phone. And then let AI use that and say, this is how I would usually speak. This is how I've written my CV. I've already dropped it in so that you can see it. Can you make sure you keep it personal and in my voice and in my tone when you rewrite it for me? Another way you can use AI is to use it as like a sounding board, or not a sounding board, a thinking partner. Instead of just asking it for output, ask it for help. So say to it things like, what am I missing here? What would a hiring manager question about my background? What are the risks in my career transition story? What are the gaps in my career transition story? Is there a way that I can close the gaps so a hiring manager would consider me for interview or would think about offering me the role? These are all prompts you can put into AI. AI will become much more strategic and much more helpful the more you give it good information, the more you give it good prompts. Say to AI, like, thank you for the first draft of my CV, but I feel like it is not personalized enough. There are not enough results in there. AI will try a second draft. Then say to it, what results would you want to see if you were the hiring manager in this CV? What types of results? If I have any, I will then enter them so that you can add them. Right, it will give you some ideas of results. You can think about if you've ever done any work along those lines. You can then tell it, yes, I've done X, Y, Z, and then it will feed it back into the CV. AI is such a good partner in helping you get things done. I won't take away from that. Like, I'm not hiding my face. I'm not running away from AI because it's not going anywhere. More and more people are using AI. More companies are using AI. AI is here to stay. And yes, some jobs are being replaced. I get it. And that's scary. But if it's here, if there's nothing you can do about it, why wouldn't you use it to your advantage? Why would you hide from it? Why would you be out here struggling? A lot of you like struggle. That's what I've decided. I've decided that a lot of you love struggle life. A lot of you like to play victim, because if you didn't, you would use it to your advantage. Like I said, it is no one's fault if they don't know how to currently use AI, because it is a hard tool. It's a new tool. Like I said, most people are putting their CV in, putting the job description in, saying, write me my new CV. AI will be generic. The first answer is always generic. Even when you put the right prompt in, you should still be questioning AI. The most powerful thing you can do in your job search is question AI when it gives you an answer. Ask it why. Ask it if it can make it more personal. Ask it what you're missing and is there anything extra that you should put in. Ask it if you are overreaching and if you should look at other roles before stepping into the role that you want to get into. Ask it, is there a better way to get into the role that you've been looking at because you're a career changer? Ask more questions, give better prompts. AI can be your best friend or your worst enemy. This episode is to help it be your best friend so that you can navigate this 2026 job market. I've seen a few industries are starting to pick up a little bit and are advertising a few more roles than they were before. However, the job market is still hard. There are still more people looking than there are jobs. Again, because of AI. Because AI has reduced some roles, because some companies are losing money. And it's not just AI. The economy is trash. The world is unpredictable. None of us know what is about to go on. From day to day, we wake up and something new is happening in the news. So this is making companies scared. This is meaning companies are losing money. This is meaning people aren't spending money. None of us are spending money the way we used to. None of us are traveling the way we used to because of what's currently going on in the world. With that said, we still need to work. We still need to earn money. A lot of us want more money because we're already struggling in this economy, even with good salaries. A lot of us are in leadership and on amazing salaries, but still struggling. This is how you use AI to help you with that situation. AI can literally put together a negotiation strategy for you. And then you just need it in your voice. And then you just need to be prepared to go in and ask for that money, whether it's in your current job or a new job. Because this year I'm helping a lot of people in their current roles get more money, get more growth, get more opportunities, move up into C-suite, because we don't have to go outside of our companies to get what we want, but we do need a good strategy. AI can be your assistant alongside asking people who have done it before, alongside networking conversations. AI is a very powerful tool. I have now said AI about 5,072 times. So I'm going to give it a rest. And I'm hoping this episode and the prompts that I have mentioned have helped you. Remember, AI is your assistant. It is not your replacement. I'll speak to you guys in the next episode. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.